Hello, guys. How are you? Welcome to the Fair One podcast with Fabricio there. Hopefully, we had a little bit of problems here with getting Sam on the audio. So, Sam, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear Sammy. I can't. Can you guys hear Sam? All right. I cannot hear you, Sam.
I can hear you, sir.
So, let's start with this. It says, is Sergey's wrestling good enough to stop the takedown, or do we know because his last several fights have been knockouts? Well, Sergey's background is in Greco-Roman wrestling to begin with, and he's a Russian dude coming out of Russia in Greco-Roman, who then transitioned to combat sambo, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, so he began to train in combat sambo when he went to the army, or after the army rather. So yeah, and he trains at Eagle MMA, which is a wrestle heavy gym. So I'm going to say that his wrestling is good. The problem that I see with him, it's not so much Aspinall. It's not so much Aspinall being able to take him down or not. I think that the biggest problem is going to be Aspinall's very fast on his feet, and he's got very fast hands, and he hits very accurately. I think that's going to be the biggest problem for Sergey. While Sergey hits like a truck, he's still reasonably mechanical with how he strikes. I don't know how that's going to translate into this fight. Is he going to be able to corral Aspinall and land some of those big bombs, or is Aspinall going to be a bit too quick for him and be able to hit? I think in the heavyweight division in particular, the problem is speed kills. Speed kills in any division, but in particular the heavyweights. I think if you got a fast heavyweight that can move really well, they don't have to hit like astronomically hard. It's still a giant man hitting you it's still a giant man hitting you, So and Aspinall can punch. He can really punch. He's got really good awkward stance and ability to blitz in and out, and he can hit with not much tell, and he hits very fast. We're going to try and see what's going on here with Sammy. Can you guys let me know if you can hear Sam? Sam, can you say something at all? Anything?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but
I can hear zero. I can't hear Sammy at all. So I don't know what's going on here.
It says my mic's working, but
sure. Max Jamil says, if you're Sergey, what's your game plan? Blitz in and try and finish the fight as early as possible, or test the gas tank of short notice Aspinall? I don't. The thing is, man, you can't just jump on people like hoping for the best early on like that. Like especially at heavyweight, and especially against someone like Aspinall. It's not that simple. Sergey looks like he does that because he knocks people out, but I don't think that's going to be the case. All right, we're going to have to experiment with this and see if we can do this like this, Sammy. If you can do the breakdown and comment on here, and just let us know when you started the breakdown, and then we'll go backwards and forwards. We'll work it out, guys. We're going to have to work it out. We're having a problem with the audio, and I don't know what it is. All right. Sammy, I'm going to put it up on the screen, and let's go, Sammy. Do your thing.
Okay, so obviously comparing Tom Aspinall on the left and Pavlovich on the right, 6 wins, 1 loss to each of them in their UFC career. Looking at the average landed per round, and obviously both of these guys haven't been through like an actual full fight as well. They've all their fights have ended early. So on the left-hand side, looking at Aspinall, we've got significant strikes landed at around 15.5 on average per round, and this is obviously a lot lower than, or not a lot lower, but 5 or so strikes lower than Sergey's landing at 20 per round. And then 19 of those for Sergey's are to the head, whereas only Tom
Sammy, I'm going to interject because I don't know that this is going to work, because I have no idea what you're saying. You could be out there absolutely slandering me, so I can't go off that. I think we're gonna have to scratch this one and just go and talk about the fights because we'll try and fix this before the 12:30 breakdown with Pereira. So let's go back to this.
Sorry, guys.
Madara Uchiha says, should Tom Aspinall stay on the outside and try and point fight, or is that a risky fighting a heavy puncher? No, I think you can't. I think Aspinall's just going to be himself. I think Aspinall's much quicker to the punches. I think he's got better jabs. I think he's got better 1-2s. He's just quicker, and he's got better footwork than Pavlovic. Pavlovic is going to try and corral him into a corner and land some big shots. If Aspinall can get this to the ground, it's going to be very interesting. But I don't think like the wrestling, the grappling and the wrestling of Pavlovic, I think is real. And that isn't to say that Aspinall can't get him down, especially if he starts getting Pavlovic's hands up and reacting to the strikes. But I think the actual fight is going to be won and lost. The fight's going to be won and lost with the fight's going to be won and lost with the striking. I think if Aspinall can get Pavlovic reacting to the boxing and getting the hands up, then it's going to become a problem for him. I definitely think that's going to be an issue. Nathan Gorman says, what's the best way for Sergey to stop Tom's speed and movement? Body kicks and teeps? I think body kicks and teeps and leg kicks will definitely help. Whether he's going to be able to throw him with the efficiency that he needs to slow down an Aspinall to catch him. And that, who knows? I think that the leg kicks are going to be a good thing because then Aspinall has to either check him or move out of the way, and that starts to compromise the legs, whether he lands them or not. Like Aspinall can't just have it all his own way. He has to throw something in that middle ground, does Sergey. Otherwise, Aspinall is going to be able to dictate what he's going to do. And the speed that Aspinall has with both his hands and his footwork at heavyweight it's pretty daunting, Sammy, can you hear us? And can I hear you is the biggest question.
I can hear you.
I cannot. That's Sammy, guys. We've lost him. What a damn shame. So I think that the body kicks and the leg kicks are going to be the biggest thing, to do for him, because otherwise it's just going to be very easy for Aspinall to dictate what he's going to do. This is just a thing. Can we get Sammy up on here how many times Pavlovic has been taken down in the UFC? If you could put that up. Have I seen the breakdown of the UFC channel of Pavlovic versus Aspinall broken down by Brendan Fitzgerald and Saif Sayud? I have not. I try not to look at that stuff too much, simply because I don't want to then just repeat what other people are saying. I have to give my opinion from how I see it. You know what I mean? So what do we have here?
So here we've got the takedown, the fighter defense of Pavlovic.
Jordan Martinez says, is it me or does Aspinall remind you of Frank Mir? He looks a little bit like Frank Mir. He looks like him a little bit, but he's way better version of him. His striking is way crisper. It's way crisper. It's way better the way he moves. He's like Frank Mir. Mate, this is an absolute mockery today. What's happened here? I don't know exactly what's. Yeah, so I don't see Frank Mir being the same kind of guy as as Aspinall. No, I don't think he moves as well. His jiu-jitsu is legitimately good, but Aspinall does such a better job of being able to box and then get in on his double legs. But his ability to box is what sets up those double legs. Kinda more like a GSP, if you will, like the way that he'll get people reacting to his strikes to the jab and then be able to set up that double leg. And he does that so well. He hits hard. he cuts people as well. His ability to use the elbows to change that distance is very, very good. I'm a fan of Pavlovich, but I would probably pick Aspinall for this one. I would definitely pick Aspinall. Actually, that'd be my pick. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to try and jump off this stream. I'll be back on in 15 minutes to run the other stream to do the Pereira and Jiri fight and try and fix this this stuff with Sammy, the audio. All right. Brad Galea says, thank you, Brad, man. I appreciate the support. Says, I think this matchup is better than Jones and Stipe. I like this matchup more as well. And I think it does more for the division. I like to see this happen more with nearly every division. You know what I mean? I'd like to see this happen more with every division. I want to see the younger guys that are coming through start to fight up the card and see a change in blood. Like, whilst Miocic and Jones, yes, of course, they are, like, you know, they're great. They're amazing. They're two of the best heavyweights to ever do it. But I want to see new guys. I want to see new guys fighting. I want to see new guys doing different things. I don't just want to see those guys fight. And then you have Pavlovich, who's legitimate threat. You have Aspinall, who's a legitimate threat. This creates a completely different look into the heavyweight division. So, guys, thank you very much. I'll be back on. I'm going to try and fix this audio situation and be back on. So join me in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.